No, you don't have to worry about adjusting your TV or anything. That was just me being silly. I'm wearing my glasses today because I have a lot to say and I want to look as intelligent as possible. So I'm wearing these today. So you're going to have me talking to you with these glasses on. Alright, so this episode, you're probably wondering, what is this about? So today we're going to be talking about fuckboys and grown males. And this particular topic is something I want to talk about for a while, but I never really had like a way to formulate it. I didn't have a way to like put it all together really well, and that came about actually recently. I was listening to Amanda Seals' podcast called Small Dosage, which I love. I listen to it a lot now. I've become kind of hooked. She had an episode. Her latest episode was the side effects of toxic masculinity, and she had Dondre Whitfield on there. He's actually an actor, and he's been in a lot of different movies and stuff. He was actually on the Cosby Show, so yeah, he's a pretty well-known person. And I actually went back, after listening to the episode of the side effects of toxic masculinity, I went back and listened to an episode called the side effects of fuckboys, because I felt like that was a topic that coincided so well with the idea of toxic masculinity and whatnot. And there's so much that I took from both episodes. The episode called the side effects of fuckboys had a gentleman named James Bland, who I was not familiar with until listening to this episode, and I know now that he's on the show called Giants, which comes on Issa Rae's YouTube channel, which is doing really well. I'm actually going to check it out myself. And they were just breaking down like what exactly a fuckboy is and type a lot of like characteristics about it and whatnot. And then the episode about toxic masculinity, Dondre went into more detail about what a grown male is versus what a man is. And I felt like both those concepts were really pretty much on the same level. I just think that either one can be interchangeable for certain ideas and certain concepts, but I feel like as a whole, like the whole grown male and fuckboy thing's kind of like on the same level. I think that maybe fuckboy is more of a conscious effort, while I feel like grown males is kind of like a thing you're unconscious of what you're doing. Maybe I think that's like the only distinction I could pretty much make, and I think that fuckboys are, kind of insidious. They're kind of trash. They're kind of like, they do things and they know they're doing wrong and they do it anyway. Whereas grown males are kind of like still trying to figure themselves out in this new space without knowing that they are an adult, but they act like children still or act like teenagers. So it's kind of like they're on the same wavelength pretty much. I felt like that was really cool. Both I think were really cool concepts to discuss, and I think that they both work hand in hand. So we're going to talk about them here today. So I listened to both podcasts, and they were really informative and really insightful. Dondre definitely hit me with some stuff. While I was talking to Amanda, he does this work where he tries to rehabilitate I guess black women who have been severely traumatized by relationships with men, and what he does is try to help them like get back into, I guess, dating and whatnot, and get on the fast track to like being in a healthy relationship that they probably never had. And I remember when he was speaking to Amanda, he was telling her about like, his experiences. And one thing he said to the women that he does encounter is that when they say, "Oh, I'm done with men, I'm done, fuck men ain't shit, blah blah," and then he calmly goes over to them and puts his hand on them and asks them, "When was the last time you encountered one?" And for me, I was like, that was so, like, for me, it was really powerful to have that be asked, because I even sat and while I was listening to it, I was like, oh, when have I encountered a real man? Like, what does that even entail exactly? And it just kind of, like, shifted my whole way of thinking, because I had to, like, really sit back for a minute. And then that's when he started to go into, like, with the whole idea of a grown male, an overgrown boy, all those different things and whatnot. And it was interesting because a lot of stuff correlates to, the episode she did with James Bland about fuckboys. They have a lot of similarities to them. I just think that, like I said earlier, fuckboys are way more conscious about the stuff they're doing. So I actually took notes on both episodes, and I wanted to break down my views on them and how I've interacted with both in my time. Actually, I think I've interacted with grown males way more than fuckboys. I can kind of smell fuckboys a mile away now. Like, I couldn't do it when I was, like, in my 20s, like, in my early 20s, I couldn't do it. I was like, oh, he's so nice, or, oh, he's so cute, oh, my God. And now I'm like, I see it, I see right through you. You're not on anything. You just come here for whatever stupid reason you want, but you're not really here to do anything constructive with my life. So stay away. Alright, so let me check my notes. So I had a lot of them that I wanted to discuss in this video. So let's talk about grown males first. Like, that one is something I've had quite a bit of experience with as far as men I've been involved with or been friends with and all of that jazz. So one of the things that Dondre had said, that this difference between a man and a grown male is that men want to be of service while grown males and boys want to be service, as far as they want somebody to take care of them and whatnot. And I thought that was pretty insightful, because a lot of times, men who are like older, like they're really old, like they're in like their 20s and 30s and stuff, but they still act like little boys and want to be coddled and want to be like spoiled. And not spoiled in a way where like, oh, I'm buying you, like spoiled like you want to be like taken care of, put like you're a butler or a maid or something. Like they want like their mom, pretty much. Like men who pretty much want a woman to be their mom are usually the type of men who have been coddled by their moms their entire life, and typically they are purveyors of this whole idea of being a grown male. Like they want to continue on that tradition of a woman taking care of them. So, and even in gay spaces, like I've encountered men like that all my life, like men who want to be catered to in a way where it's all about them. It's not reciprocated, or it's not like appreciated either. So yeah, this whole idea of being of service to people, which means like you're helping other people. You're not always thinking about yourself, which is a really important concept to this. Immaturity. Oh God. Like, this is an idea that comes up so much with, dealing with men a lot of times, like being immature about their feelings, being immature about how they deal with conflict. Like, they have poor conflict resolution skills, which is usually due to immaturity and how they deal with stuff. They kind of like, if something gets too hard, like, oh, okay, I'm done with it. Like, they just kind of like pack up and leave at the sight of any type of like hardship that may come from a situation with someone. So that's kind of how children are. You know how kids, they get frustrated with something, they go, oh, I'm done with this, and they throw it and they walk away. That's kind of like what adult men do, who may get in a relationship with someone and things may get a little bumpy, and then the first idea they have in their mind is to just, oh, I'm done, it's over, it's not fun anymore for me, I'm over it. And then you're kind of left with, okay, but I love you. And the other person's kind of feeling like, okay, I've invested just as much in this relationship as you have. But little do we know that these grown males, they're only in it for the fun, the excitement of a relationship. They're not in it for the actual, like, building a life with someone, which is what I unfortunately found out twice in a row. But, whatever. They like integrity, too. Like, grown males don't even know, they have no idea what integrity is, honestly. They don't understand what that concept means for them as a person. And it's evident in their actions and how they respond to things, and being immature. It comes back to immaturity too. What's another one? Doesn't understand the consequences behind their actions and how it affects the people around them. Oh God, like they make choices that is so like for them. They feel like, oh, this is a good choice for me, but it really negatively affects the people around them. Like, they make choices based on like really frivolous things and don't think about how this will affect the people that care about them either. And I typically have encountered this quite a few times in my time, and it's frustrating because you aren't factored in any type of way into their decision making. It's not to say that all the decisions have to be like, through you, or they have to be necessarily catered to you, but I think some type of consideration would be nice, because that's what adults do. They consider all the factors, not just themselves, when they make big decisions and big life choices. And even me personally, like I've been in relationships with people, and they've made really, really huge life decisions and didn't factor me in it at all. And it's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Why would you even, like, at that point, like, why are you with me? And then of course that's when they're like, well, I don't need to be with you because I'm, and all that stuff. So yeah. They lack empathy. This goes back to the whole idea of making decisions without thinking of other people. Like, they make a decision without thinking about how it's going to affect them and how it's going to make the other people feel. And they can't put themselves in other people's shoes. Everything's just about them all the time. It's a very much so an I, me type of situation. Like, they're not about, like, Like, I don't understand the idea of getting a relationship with someone and the whole time you're with someone, you think about yourself the entire time. Like, why even be in a relationship? You just be single. If you want to have this type of mentality of being all about yourself and being self-oriented and being self-serving and all this stuff, then by all means, stay single. Don't get in a relationship with people who want to create a life with someone else. So, I think that covers grown males. I mean, I've encountered them quite a bit. They just make... It's like talking to a teenager. Like, you can literally... If you sit there and you close your eyes and you think to yourself, is this a teenager I'm talking to or a child? If you ever have that thought when you're talking to somebody, then you might be encountering a grown-ass little boy. But yeah, they are quite a lot to deal with. And the thing about it is that society kind of coddles them too. And then a lot of this comes from, like, their mothers start this whole, like, process of being, like, grown males. And I want to point out is that it doesn't matter if you have, like, a father figure in life or you don't. This does not constitute you having the propensity to be a grown male, because there are plenty of guys who have their father in their life and still grow up to be complete, like, man children. I've dated too, so trust me, it doesn't have any bearings over this. Like, you can be a good father and all that good stuff. Your child can still grow up to be a piece of shit. So that's not a necessary barometer of this either. So yeah. Let's move on to fuckboys. So that these are like, they do stuff and they know they're doing it. They know what they're doing is wrong. They don't even give a shit. Like, that's like, they have this, you know, no fucks given lifestyle where they don't give a shit about anybody else's feelings but their own. And they are the type of people where their feelings, you have to account for their feelings all the time, but they don't have to account for yours at any point. Like, their feelings are their feelings, but your feelings doesn't matter. And it's frustrating. It's almost tiring. I'm glad that I haven't ever been in a relationship with someone who is a fuckboy, because I don't see how I could ever do it. I've dated fuckboys because that's kind of the thing that just happens. Like, you can't always know you're getting involved in one, because they can put on a really shiny face and, oh, I'm good, I'm like the other guys and whatnot, blah blah blah. And yeah, they do that and they don't understand that the truth will come out at some point. So their fuckboy behavior is gonna pop out. Like, if that's who they are, it's gonna come at some point. It's better to come out, I guess, early on than waiting like a year later and finding out they're a fuckboy ultimately. But yeah, they have no sense of accountability for their actions. Like, it's one thing not to factor other people in your decision making, but it's another thing not to even give a fuck about the consequences that those actions have, and not being accountable for what those actions could mean for people around you too. Like, they just do shit and they're like, oh, well, I don't give a fuck. Like, I do what I want. Blah blah blah. Why are you mad? Like, they have this whole "why you mad" this is like mentality where they get mad at you for being mad at them for them doing some stupid shit. Like, oh, well, I got a girlfriend. Why you mad about me having a girlfriend? I told you up front. And you're like, no, you didn't. they'll make up, like, these scenarios where in their mind what they're doing makes sense and what they're doing is not harmful, but in actuality it is. And they don't have any accountability. They don't care. They're like, I'm not at fault. They don't know how to apologize. They don't know how to, you know, their conflict resolution skills are abysmal. Like, they don't even know what that even means. They're not even trying either. I think fuckboys, the reason why it's so hard dealing with them is because they just have their sense of entitlement is so disgusting. Like, they feel like the world owes them everything. Okay. They have no respect for people's time. Like, these are people where they will, you know, not consider your time at all. They will call you in any type of moments of the night. They will flake on you at the drop of a hat. They will cancel on you at the drop of a hat with no real reason behind it. It's like, oh, I'm not coming, or they do a no call, no show, no text, no nothing. They don't even care. And then you confront them like, hey, why did you do that? They're like, why are you getting mad? It's just not a big deal. I had something to do. And it's like, I put my time into waiting for you to find out what's going on, and your idea of repaying that is by not even saying, hey, I got something coming up, I can't come over, sorry, maybe we can reschedule. You know, it's something an adult would do, but since, you know, they're a fuckboy and they're still a boy, that's the whole root of that term, fuckboy, because they're still a boy in mind, even though they're not a boy in body. So their way of dealing with stuff is very immature. So they don't even consider your time to be valuable at all. Like, their time is invaluable, but your time isn't, and it's like they have access to you at any time they feel like it, and it's Ugh, infuriating. This is making me upset talking about this right now. They have no anchors or attachment. This came specifically from the podcast with about Fuckboys, that they don't have anything that really anchors them anywhere specific. Like, they can pretty much pack up and move and go anywhere they want without any type of, like, repercussions. Well, they have repercussions, but they don't care about the repercussions at all. Like, they just, oh, well, I can move whenever I feel like it. They kind of type of people that you see move a lot. Like, they move to different city to city to city often. Like, they don't stay in one spot for a long period of time, but they don't have anything to keep them in one particular area for long. And, that's just so, getting involved with them is so infuriating, because they don't understand anything, honestly. But I'm going to the next one. My next point: impulsive. They make impulsive decisions. Like, they go on impulse all the time. Like, they don't sit and think about anything. Like, they just go off, okay, that's how I feel, and that's what you go with. And then they wonder why their life is shit, because they make so many impulse decisions that could ultimately affect them forever. But, driven solely by monetary and materialistic things. Oh, God. This could be interchangeable, because this could definitely apply to grown males, because they don't have a sense of self. So their worth comes from the things they buy and the things they can do, more so not the things they can provide to the world. Like, they don't believe in giving back. They're more so about, what can I get out of the situation. That's when the whole opportunistic thing comes into play too. But those are very two interchangeable concepts. They are opportunistic, and they only care about, what opportunities can afford them money and materialistic stuff. And, materialistic things are cool. I like my things. I like, of course, you see, I have figures and all that stuff. But they don't provide me with the type of joy and happiness I get from actually being around people, making connections, and helping people. Like, I feel like that's way more important to me than all this other stuff. That's why I don't really care about materialistic things around relationships, because I feel like that's not important to me at all. Like, that's not for me, really. Like, it's nice getting a gift. I like gifts. Like, I'm not gonna say that, like, I don't like getting gifts, but I'm not gonna make that a sole, like, primary thing that I need in order to feel love and stuff. And there are some people who only feel love when people buy them things, but I feel like those people aren't really digging in deeper into what they really need from these gifts. Because some people might just like the act of someone giving them something, and people actually do like the actual gift itself. And the fact you didn't give them the gift they wanted, they get upset. So, very, very nuanced thing that comes to that. No self-respect. Oh, God. They just don't care about anything. They just don't give a fuck about nothing. And they're really prideful. Like, their pride gets in the way all the time. It's like, I would apologize, but I got too much pride. Even though they're wrong. That goes back to the whole accountability thing. They don't understand what that even means. So how could they ever have, like, the capacity to apologize? So of course they let their pride get in the way. Their pride is pretty much like their ego. Like, I can't do that because that would make me like this. You're like, well, you're wrong. It's like, you have a conversation with them, like, well, this is the reason why what you did was wrong. They're like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Like, that's not even a real apology. Like, telling me you're sorry that I feel that way doesn't excuse the fact or acknowledge the fact that what you did made me feel this way in the first place. It's like, ugh. So those are like the main concepts, and listening to both podcasts simultaneously, like one after another, just really helped me like formulate this idea behind grown males and fuckboys. And I feel like fuckboys are the next evolution of a grown male or the grown boy. And it's hard. It's really tough because for me, I've dated guys who weren't exactly having that much money, didn't have like that much education, all that stuff. I overlooked some of that stuff. I'm like, okay, is he still a good person? And then I looked at the other person who had the other end of that spectrum, who had the money, the degree, the car, the apartment, all that stuff. And they both end up being the same type of person. Like, just because you have a job and a car and money does not stop you from being a grown male or a fuckboy. Like, I personally thought, okay, well, if he has a car and money and a good job, that means he probably has some type of responsibility and all that stuff. But no, that doesn't, because those things only used to serve them personally, and that's it. They're not they're not a measure of a person's character. And for both of these concepts, character means so much because they both lack character. Like they don't even understand what that even means to be a good person at the end of the day and at the core of it all. And they're just floating through life on impulses, doing what the fuck they want, destroying lives everywhere they go, and not even giving a damn because that's just what they do. But men actually give a fuck. They actually care. They actually want to care. They have sympathy. They have actual emotions. They are accountable. They are responsible for the people in their life that they love and cherish. Like you say, like fuckboys and grown males have the most immature idea of what love is too. Like they don't even understand that concept. Like they look at love as like just, oh, we go kick it sometimes. I have fun with this person. I like hanging out with them. Like to them, that's love. When love is way more deeper and meaningful than that. Like it's not like this really cheesy, kiddie idea of what love is, and they don't understand that. Yet they get into relationships with people who do know what that means, and then you think you're both on the same page and in the same wavelength when you find out you're not. Because for a person to be able to just pack up and leave really quickly and just move around means they don't understand what love is. Because love isn't just so easy to, okay, I'm just over, I'm done with it. Like you actually have to like go through steps to like try to get that type of like emotion out of your system. And for them, they can easily just unlove somebody really quickly because they don't understand the concept, they don't understand the gravity of it, they don't understand anything that deals with that. So fuckboys, grown males are everywhere. They're prevalent. I think fuckboys are easy to spot though. They are like peacocks. They pretty much let themselves be known. And grown males takes a little more time and energy to really dig in deep to figure out if they are or not, because on the outside they could like a grown man, but on the inside they're still a little kid. Like they throw temper tantrums, like they pick up their toys and leave. Like they're just like kids. Like the way they deal with problems is a big reflection of who they are as a person. So if they deal with problems like a child would or a teenager would, chances are you're dealing with a grown male, and that's when you need to run for the hills. And this just kind of leads me to K.Michelle's song "Can't Raise a Man." Just like, man, just kind of punctuates this whole idea completely, because first of all, I love that song. Like that song came to me when I needed it the most, because I had just got a relationship with someone who was a grown male, and hearing that song "Can't Raise a Man," just like, I'm like, yeah, fuck him, blah blah blah. And it's like every single line was like bam bam bam. It was like everything she said in that song just made so much sense. And I feel like that song is like the complete like theme song to grown males and fuckboys over the entirety of the span of the human race. Like that song encompasses everything pretty much what both podcasts were trying to say. And I just love that song because it gives me the type of fuel I needed to like get over the situation I was dealing with at the time. And it just helped me to like, okay, these men who are still growing and not understanding that they still have child mentality as far as like how they think and process things, you can't do shit with them. You can't do nothing with a grown male. He needs whatever he needs. He can't get it from you. You're not going to be able to like rehabilitate him. You're not going to be able to somehow raise him to be a man all of a sudden. He is kind of far gone. And I mean, these men can change and evolve, but it takes like a lot of work. It takes a lot of like life hitting them, and if they're continuously not being held accountable for what they do, and the consequences for their actions doesn't get addressed, they're going to continue to do it, and they won't have to worry about change because they know the world's going to continue to open its doors for them no matter what they do. So yeah, that is my story about my adventures with these two podcasts that I love dearly. Shout out to Amanda Seals. I love her dearly because she just be coming with some of the most thought-provoking material for her podcast, and I love it. And it's helped me now. Like I now feel more energized and more invigorated to deal with men a lot differently. And I probably need to process some of this stuff with my therapist. I feel like he will be able to help me too. And yeah, I think this will be good. Hopefully this video helped you. If you watch this video and you're like, you know what, Michael, you're right. I deal with that shit too, blah, blah, blah. My last boy, blah, blah, blah. If you've picked out anything from this video and it helped you, or you saw something like, oh man, you're right, or oh, I've experienced that, then I'm totally like, I feel like I've done my job pretty much. And yeah, whew, this video went on longer than I expected. Alright, what do you think? Have you dealt with some fuckboys? Have you dealt with some grown males? Let me know in the comments. I want some stories. I want some like instances. Like, let me know what you've dealt with. I'm pretty sure you probably dealt with way worse than what I have. So let me know in the comments below. Please share this video with all of your friends. Like, this video is for everybody who encounters men in any capacity, whether it's friendships or relationships and whatnot. So please let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next video.